Must purge.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Profit kill.
Friendly.
Must purge.
Enemy down. Friendly Hellstorm inbound. Spear in my ass.
Must purge.
Cerberus on standby.
Must purge.
Yeah, come on, hit it. Oh man,
Tempest
someone
discharge.
chill. Look at that shit. Oh my god, listen to this person, man. Seriously, listen.
Tempest recharging.
Oh my god, that's so great! Yeah, come on, motherfucker! Ride the lightning! Yeah, taste it! Taste the electricity! Run it flow through you! Wow! Yeah, come on! Feel that purge rage! Yeah! Come on! Taste the rainbow! Oh, yeah, come on! Let's go, let me give me some more! Come on, let's take out some more land! Come on, bitches! Woohoo! My god, look at that shit! Holy cow! Man, my whole screen is just filled up with medals! Holy shit! Come on, taste it! It's burst time! It's time to die! Oh yeah! Come on! Feed me those kills! Feed me those kills! Come on! You ain't got shit! You ain't got shit! Eat that! Eat that! Come on! Well, you can't jump around. Come on, you can't fly around. Get out of here with that shit. Eat it! Oh my god! Destruction! Oh, death! Oh, the glorious bird! Oh my god! Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Eat it! Oh, man! Oh, yeah, I want some more! Come on! Oh, what? Holy shit, man. You know what? I ain't even mad about that.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! The Perverts Have Spoken! Yeah, I know. Episode 4, Happy National Truckers Day. 10-4, good buddy. Anyways, yes, we are on episode 4. Last night we dealt with the anarchy that happens during the purge with Purge Anarchy, and tonight I am doing a review of a movie that is a remake. Yes, it's a remake. And it was released this year, so it is a really new movie. And recently released on the DVD and Blu-ray and 3D and digital HD and all those Ds everywhere, double D, triple D. Anyways, and that movie is, well, if you didn't guess by the title of the video, it's Poltergeist. Yes, Poltergeist. And now this was the extended cut that I watched. I did not get a chance to see the movie in the theater, so I ended up getting it on the Blu-rays. Actually, the 3D Blu-ray, because eventually I'm going to get a 3D TV, because, you know, I'm a moron, right? But, alas, I was a big fan of the original. I watched it when I was young, and therefore it left quite the impression. I mean, think about it, a PG-rated movie that got away with someone showing someone ripping their face off. I mean, seriously, he's tearing his face off. I mean, and that's PG. That was PG. Now, of course, this is PG-13, and there's no way in hell they can get a face rip on PG-13 nowadays. So, unfortunately, they should have really made it hard R, honestly, and just packed it with nasty gore. Well, but it tries, it does what is necessary for the movie to be at least entertaining in my perspective. And you know, not as good as the original, but then I've got the kind of nostalgia goggles, the rose-colored glasses, if you will. Plus, I was a kid and things freaked me out a lot more than they do now. But this movie does have some genuinely creepy moments, especially the wonderful clown attack scene was done quite well, I thought. You know, the thing that, you know, you hear the clowns moving and you look, and normally in a regular horror movie, you look and there's the clown just sitting there. However, in this one, you get kind of a glimpse of it just kind of popping into place, like, you know, like falling, like I'm active, oh, he's looking. So you get that weird, like, I'm seeing it move. Oh my god, the thing is kind of alive, maybe. But let's rewind it back to, so what is Poltergeist about? Well, a family is moving into a new house in a wonderful suburban area. The husband is down on his luck, has been recently laid off, and he's having trouble making ends meet. His credit cards are almost completely maxed out. And the wife wants to be an author, but she struggles, you know, taking care of the kids and the household. And, of course, the guy, because, you know, he's kind of loserish at this point. So they get this new home, and there's something off with this home. You feel it, you sense it. The youngest daughter, they have 3 children, an older daughter, a middle son, and a younger daughter. And the younger daughter starts talking to her invisible friend. She calls them the Lost People. So that's weird. But honestly, when I think about this movie, in retrospect, this movie, the remake, is almost like the main character is not the little girl or the family, but the middle child, the middle son. He seems to almost be the focus of this film. And I kind of do like the idea of like his perspective, because he's the one who starts to get freaked out about the stuff that's going on. And he is kind of like what you would consider a scaredy cat. I mean, he sleeps with a nightlight. Hey, look, when I was younger, even getting a little bit up there in age, I slept with a nightlight because, you know, I was, that's why I like horror movies, because it's my victory over the powers of darkness. But going back, so this kid, you know, he's kind of, you know, a scared guy. He's kind of frail. He's not the courageous, you know, go-getter type of guy. He's definitely not as bold as that jackass kid from the first Purge movie. Smack him up and tell him to get a haircut. Yeah, I know, like, I should be telling people to get haircuts because I get the long hair after a while, but I digress. So, yeah, his experience with the house is a lot more frightening, a lot more terrifying than anyone else's. Of course, everything comes to a head when the poltergeist really makes its presence known and abducts the girl, the youngest girl, and takes her to the other side so that they can be moved to the light. Why do they need to be moved to the light? Well, this could be considered a minor spoiler, so if you don't want it spoiled, just kind of fast forward or stop the video. And right now, I'm hitting it. So, the whole subdivision, I guess, suburb, is built on top of an old cemetery. Now, they said that they exhumed all the bodies and moved them to the new cemetery, but instead they cut corners and just removed the headstones. So the dead bodies were still there. Now, I don't know, you know, too much about ghosts, but I thought once you put them in their graves, you know, and their spirits go, they go. And after a long period of time, does it matter if the headstones get moved? I mean, they're gone and they come back because, oh no, someone just effed with my headstones. I better go back and kill some people or something like that. But that's just me. That's just a crazy little idea, thought there. But getting back to the story. So, spoilers, and I should probably put the spoiler end thing right here. So, because she is now trapped by these ominous, malevolent spirits, malicious spirits, I'm trying to come up with another M word. I'm not really getting there. But the family decides to get the help of some paranormal researchers from the local university. And, of course, they, you know, some of them kind of like, yeah, we believe, we don't believe. especially this one jackass, which was one of the great parts of this movie, was when he had to fasten a heat sensor to the back of the closet. That part, I just thoroughly enjoyed that part. Anyways, he kind of gets showed, but they can't handle it, so they get this world-famous ghost hunter, Buster, to come and try to resolve this situation. And that's basically the movie. I won't give away the end, but the end is pretty similar to the original, so if you've seen the original, you kind of know what's going on. I have to say, they did make some changes, but it really does kind of follow the formula of the first one, so there's nothing too much to not expect if you've already seen the original. If you haven't seen the original, then you could get that fresh perspective on it. I would say watch this first and then watch the original. I tend to, I think, because this one's a bit weaker than the original, you hit that one so that you don't end up going, oh God, it was better this in the original, this was better in the original. So if you really have the chance to get the fresh perspective, I would, because I think it's actually a pretty decent movie and does a good job of telling the story and trying to make it at least more contemporary. And honestly, I would give my overall impressions of this a 3 out of 5. Above average. It's a good film. It's not great. It has its problems. Unfortunately, is not as good as the original. However, the pacing is great. It's not a slow movie. You kind of start out and it hits the ground running, where you don't really have. There is the build-up, but you don't get too much. And I think they do a decent enough job to make the father character and the middle child, the only son, to be kind of a more understandable. The older daughter, I just dislike her character, just the way they make her way too teenage, horrible bitch type of thing. And the younger daughter just, I don't know, just didn't do anything for me. And the mom could have just been a blank slate for all I care. So there are problems in there. So the characters aren't balanced. However, there is enough, for me to relate to the middle son, I guess, the only son. And that's really the most important thing, because like I said, he's more like the focus of this movie, it seems. And the father too, a little bit, and you kind of feel for him. He's kind of down on his luck, and he's trying to do the best, but he's getting a little drunky, and he, so you have that. There's not a lot of violence and gore in there. Like I said, it's PG-13, so you don't get the face tearing and stuff like that. And really, some of the main set pieces from the original, like the tree scene and the clown scene. The clown scene, I think they did a good job in this one. The tree one, that was kind of sad and kind of disappointed me. But overall, and there's no, spoiler alert, I guess. You ready? There's no house implosion getting sucked into the void like there was in the original. And I kind of found that to be disappointing. But that's just a minor thing. Spoiler end. Bleep. Okay. So overall, 3 out of 5, decent, solid movie, especially if you like ghosts, especially if you like the whole having the little scientific portions in there. They don't go too much into the minutia, but they kind of go and try to explain things about the apparitions and what they're doing and the technology that they're using. So, and I always found that very fascinating, obviously, because I'm a big fan of Legend of Hell House, and they really kind of get into the sort of paranormal science portion of that movie. So I can enjoy that. Some people might go, I'd rather have real people, because that can happen. Ghosts can't happen. Ghosts can't happen. It's like, you're killing the fun, dude. Expand your mind and think anything can happen. And then you can get freaked out by possessed demon clowns trying to kill you. Anyways, so that's it. So Poltergeist, like I said, 3 out of 5. As always, the whole score breakdown going to be in the description, as well as a link to the previous episode, plus a card to the previous episode. And yeah, I think that's it. So the 4th episode down. I do have to say that I was a little disappointed with my performance on last night's episode. When I got to review the footage, I was very like, oh man, I really kind of sucked on that one. And unfortunately, because of the nature of the beast, I really didn't have time to reshoot and re-edit and re-everything. So, yeah, I know. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you got to do one every day and you don't have a lot of time because you got a full-time job and you got other responsibilities and things like that. And so it's really, it's you gotta get my energy. You gotta step on my game. I gotta make sure I bring it every night. But everyone does get an off night. Everyone does, not always are in the zone and locked in. So hopefully I'll be doing better and try not to get trapped in there. Especially this week is gonna be really brutal because I've got some very late shifts, followed by some early shifts at my job, which is going to kind of suck and is going to make things a little bit difficult. But I'm going to endeavor because this is part of the deal, the part of the glory and the awesomeness of the 31 Nights of Halloween's Horror. So until then, guys, you guys stay scary, internet, and